You love them. You find some Muslims, his haircut, the way he cuts his hair, to be like so-and-so singer, or so-and-so player, or so-and-so actor. That is and he might be even falling in the haram in the way he's cutting his hair. Because there is also etiquette in the way, he might fall into what the Prophet called al-qaza'. Al-qaza' is to cut part of the hair and leave the other parts. So he might fall into that because he wants to look like Ronaldo or Michael Jackson or one of those people. Alright? I heard he died, yeah? You heard that? So the point is, what we need to understand is imitating the kuffar. Throughout the ages, the kuffar were imitating us. Because you know why? Because what we brought to civilization is civilization. But what do we get from the kuffar? You find when a Muslim country wants to advance a little bit in some science, they suppress it. But they are more than welcoming and more than happy to send all kind of fashions and all kind of movies and all kind of clothes and all kind of drinks and all that to suppress the intellect. To suppress the intellect of the Muslim. When a Muslim scholar rises, scientist or something, and he's so intelligent, what happens to him? Either they import him or they finish him. That's the reality. So if you look throughout the Muslim history, you find they are the ones who exported science, exported mathematics, exported geometry, exported all this medicine. Where was the first library? Where was the first university? Where was the first hospital? All from the Muslim world. So we need to dwell and we need to understand that fact. We were for a long time the people who contributed this Europe, that today Europe, the center of enlightenment in this world, they were drowning in the dark ages when Islam came to bring science and flourishing and prosperity to human beings. The church was arguing if a woman was a human or half a human. That's what the church was arguing when Islam came to give the woman full rights. They were discussing in the church if she's a human or not, if we're going to consider her half a human or not. That's what they were doing. In Europe, in the dark ages, when Islam came to talk about bringing reflection to men and to human beings to connect with their Lord, in the church they were selling and buying the hellfire and paradise. Sukuk al-Ghufran and all that. They were selling, the church was selling. You go and whatever you pay, based on what you pay, you get a piece of paradise. That is what was happening in the dark ages. And I think I mentioned the story when a Jewish smart merchant, businessman, he went to the church, he said, I don't care about your paradise, I want to buy hellfire. I want to buy hell. No one wants to buy hell. I want, give it to me. And of course, when there is no demand, the price is low. And if he was today, then he will be happy. So he went to. So they sold it to him. Wow, extra money. So he went and he made an announcement, to the people: don't buy any more paradise. Hell is mine, and I'm not going to let anyone in. So if no one is in, that's it. They're going to end up in paradise. They didn't know about al-A'raf and all that. So the church was forced to buy it back from him with a higher price. So the point is, that is the atmosphere and the dark ages of Europe that is enlightened today, the source of science and flourishing and prosperity. Look what happened when Islam came. But when Islam decided to divorce their religion, and when Muslims decided to put their religion aside, look what happened to them. Who learned, where does the zero come from? There is no computer in the world works without zero. Right? Is that the right statement? Yeah. He's a PhD in computers. What computers? I don't know, but but in computers, yeah. But the point is, where the zero came from. يعني these numbers, the numbers that we use every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, huh? These are Arabic numbers. These are Arabic numbers. And the numbers that Muslims use are Indian numbers. يعني, all right? Algebra. There's nothing works without algebra. Huh? This, the long division, algorithm. Who's algorithm? The word algorithm. Khawarizmi. Muslims got sign. Okay? So very important we understand these things. Islam was never always destructive as they want to portray. Islam, what did Islam destroy? Throughout the history. How much harm we caused to the world? Compared to what they did? Nothing. Nothing. And I say it with full mouth. Nothing. Okay? So it's very important. What time is Isha? 9:30? 9:50. I have 10 minutes. So the point is we need to understand our religion and the basis for that. So there is no reason to be imitating. We got enough treasures in our history and in our culture. Enough treasures that if we were to dig in, very on the surface, you don't have to dig too deep. Huh? You don't need to have heavy-duty machines. Dig a little bit and you will find these treasures. Huh? Remove the dust and bring it to the people. Bring it to the people. Islamic books are written complete dissection, anatomy dissection of complete encyclopedia of surgeries. Surgeries, you're talking about hundreds of years ago, that today they're bragging about this and that. Muslims knew that long time ago. You know why? Because they had the science along with the deen. With the deen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them help. And Allah gave them support. Huh? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them tawfiq. So that's what we need to return on. Today you find a lot of Muslims, once he has some money in his bank account, he start thinking he's as the word I use in the other way, Abu Ubeidah. He thinks he's the man. وَمَا أُوتِيتُهُ إِلَّا عَلَى عِلْمٍ عِنْدِي. He becomes thinking like Qarun. I'm only given this because of my intelligence. My intelligence. Next day they freeze it. In the bank, they freeze it. He doesn't have anything. So you need to be humble with Allah, and you need to be remembering that whatever goodness you are in is because of the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we imitate the non-Muslims with their clothes, and we imitate, I remember when I was in Philadelphia and I was in school, and Philadelphia, a lot of African Americans there. One of my patients, a woman, she said, we tell, because it's so common there for the African Americans to grow beard. So you pass by them, you say, Assalamu alaikum, and he doesn't answer. Then I start realizing that they're not Muslims. So when I started asking a little bit around and investigating, I realized that the African American women force their men to grow their beards, because the Muslims growing their beards, a lot of African American Muslims there, and they like it. So they are imitating the Muslims now with the beard. And we have a lot for them to imitate us with, because what we do has to be in accordance to the pleasure of Allah. So look at the benefits. Look how much benefits they can get. But look what they want to imitate us with. A nightclub here in Miami, they call it Mecca. Mecca. That's not fun. That's disasters. Mecca. Hunna ala Allah. So he doesn't care much about us. Because wallah, hana Allahu alayna fahunna alayh. We didn't give much to Allah, so we are much not worth anything for Allah. But I promise you, when the holy sites and holy places and the laws of Allah become violated, Allah will deal with it Himself. So they make fun of our deen, and they make fun of our messengers, and they make fun of our holy places, then they're just, it's only about time before Allah strikes and They need to hear that and they need to know about it. Also يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المتشبع بما لا يعطى كلابس ثوبي